No.
Right, gentlemen, we are going. So today we are joined by two residents of Hub 26, who are also there before my time, who are also staunch members and attendees of Fit 26, the gym downstairs. So, Robbie, if you want to go with what we were talking about before I press record.
This Robbie or that Robbie?
Yeah, all right. You, Robbie.
Well, we'll introduce ourselves. My name's Robbie Hunter Paul. I'm a managing director for Xtra Marketing, and like Ross said, we have our base set in Hub 26. Well, as I can see on my screen right now, t'other Robbie, because we only hire Robbies in our business. We're connected to a Rob, a Bob, we're Robin. We do ladies. Is that Robina? Yeah, we can rock with that. Bobby. We can maybe even go that way. I've gone too far with it, haven't I? So Robbie was one of the original members that come in with me also. Look, for those that don't know, my background is as a professional rugby league player. Majority of my career was spent at the Bradford Bulls. Spent 13 years playing there during their golden era, I guess. And then I went off. I played for Huddersfield Giants, Salford Red Devils, and then finished my career at the Leeds Centurions. During that time, I did a degree in marketing. I came out of professional rugby, went straight into being a sports administrator, where I ended up as CEO for the Bradford Bulls during their very shaky period. They've righted the ship now. So it was an interesting time there. I had to learn a lot. But during that time, we hired this little vagabond who's from the arse end of Bradford, Alan Skipton. Where is it, Skipton? Where is it from?
Well, nearly, almost that far.
It was actually at university still, studying at Sunderland University, doing a degree in photography, which covers filmmaking, design, absolutely everything. And I hired him up at the Bradford Bulls during one of the times. During one of the times where they went into liquidation, Robbie was an employer there. I had left the business about 6 months earlier, but Robbie was an employee there. But then he became, obviously, liquidation. He became a free agent, and then I hired him to come work with me with my own business, Xtra Marketing. Exercise, because I was a professional sportsman, was a huge part of what I was, of what I've done throughout the majority of my adulthood and my childhood. And so I wanted to be able to fuse my profession and my passion. So I'm passionate about exercising. I'm passionate about mental health and well-being, and I understand the important part that physical exercise plays in mental health and well-being, and I'm passionate about my profession as well. And so I wanted a place where we could come together. And we used to actually hire an office at Odsal Stadium, so it wouldn't be unknown for you to come at lunchtime and find us running up and down the stadium stairs. We did that a little bit. We did that quite a lot. Kettlebell training. More, didn't we? And I spoke to Danny Potticari, the owner of Hub 26, and he had this dream about bringing a place together that was good for the community. That was exactly that, a place where you could come and meet people and have a state-of-the-art executive lounge, at the same time have a workout, exercise, and fulfill that element of your well-being, and also have your profession all in one hub. And Hub 26, I always wanted a place like that to work in. Danny was developing it completely separate to me. He gave me a call out of the blue. I think he's maybe seen on social media or some of the stuff that we were doing, saying, well, where are you based? And I said, we're based up at Odsal. And he said, well, come down and check out our place. Came down and we moved in. We were the second business to move in when the place was still a building site.
Yeah, there was no gym, there was no lounge, there was nothing. It was just all rubble down there.
It was.
Half,
and
half of the Championship Rugby League players building the place.
Yeah, there was. It was a real rugby league hub. Look, but if you're going to find builders, in West Yorkshire, they're probably going to have some background in rugby league at some point in time. And obviously it covers from the amateur game all the way through to the professional ranks as well. So that was our journey, and we ended up, and we've loved it ever since. You know, we moved in 2017. At that time, other Robbie was a little fat kid.
Here we go. This is what I want to know. This is a story where we're interested now. This is where we go. Go, carry on.
And so, you know, part of having the facility. So we moved in, November of 2017, and the gym was up and running in January of 2018, sort of mid to back end of January.
Literally, my fitness journey started with that gym, didn't it? Opening.
Did?
Literally, I think it's the February that it opened, and that was when I started exercising.
It did, and it's been a journey. It has been a journey, and you know, it started with, okay, let's exercise every day, and then it's, you know, it's what happens when you start exercising every day. Different elements, you see the improvements, you feel the goodness, you know what you know, you become a lot more productive. There's so many byproducts from our point of view. One, we're very rarely sick, and if we are sick, we're not sick for very long. I mean, that, you know, where most people will get the flu and will go around and will knock people for weeks on end. For us, we're maybe down for a day and a half. And so that's one of the massive benefits. But it's also we're more productive. I find our focus and our productivity is a lot better. And one of the equal benefits of it is when you start taking care of one aspect of your physical well-being, you start to look at other aspects. So not only did we start with the physical exercise, but the nutrition as well. So we've stolen things. So in the executive lounge where they've got the restaurant, where they've got the kitchen there, we've actually stolen the recipe for the magical salad out of that place, and we actually eat it every single day. So there've been so many layered benefits. And what else? You got this network of businesses there. We're a marketing company. You know, we get ideas from them, we share ideas, and that whole community. I mean, what Danny sold to me, it's true. It's come true, you know, and we're living, breathing examples of it. I like to think.
I think you are. We can't keep you out of the gym.
Yeah. Always getting under your feet, aren't we, Ross?
Oh, well, I like it. It gives me something to do.
Well, I will say, like, our hardest sessions that we test ourselves with, and we do something. I like to think we do push it a little bit. That boxing session we did before lockdown with yourself. Oh man!
Yeah, right on my side. I've never fought before. I was fighting you, and you're a blooming kickboxer. I'm getting thrown around like
language. I know it's 3 blokes having a conversation, but you're representing the brand, mate. I've always got to. Look, I bring him over home, and he's always swearing in front of my kids as well.
So one of the other reasons is from going from the environment where you are here, where you've got healthy food straight to hand, you've got a gym meters away from where you work. I'm just thinking, how have you adapted and changed and kept this healthy lifestyle going through the lockdown period?
Yeah, we stole everything from your gym. Well, I did. I stripped the gym.
Yeah, I managed to, I think, what was it like? Just at the very start of it, I went online and like almost all the kettlebells in the world, it seemed, had sold out. So I managed to find 2, and they were like the premium kettlebells, because that was all that was left, because nobody wanted to spend that much. So I just bit the bullet and bought them. And
go grab one of your babies and show it to us. Oh. He's very proud of these kettlebells. You know that, Ross. Oh, look, they're so slick. I don't even think they've been used, though, to be honest. I don't even think they've been used. Look, they're so too clean.
I'm able as hell, though, aren't I? So I've got to keep it.
You can just picture him. He's got OCD, so he'll use his kettlebells, and even though no one's coming into his apartment, he'll be wiping them down, spit cleaning, shining them to a polish. Look at the background of that place. It's like no 20-something-year-old's apartment ever. man, anyway, men are by nature, we're sloppy. This guy isn't. It weirds me out. I walk into his apartment and I don't want to touch anything because everything's just too sterile. Yeah, COVID-19 wouldn't work in your, it wouldn't survive in your place. I think he's got spritzers in the ceiling that just, now like most do, like some heads like air freshener that spits out. I think what his is doing is spitting out antibacterial wipe. And on the, and look for me, he purchased those kettlebells online. We've done a lot of kettlebell training. As you know, I stripped Hub 26 of the kettlebells that they had. I borrowed a couple of them. You know, it's just about being able to keep that routine. That what I did, one of the things that I did that was pretty successful was, so as you remember, before Christmas for Hub 26, we did those range of videos about all the different bodyweight exercises you could do, and we did the beginner's version, the intermediate version, and the advanced version. And for me, the advanced version of those bodyweight exercises, I created a little exercise goal inside my head, and that was to do 26 efforts of all of those 26 advanced exercises 26 times in 26 minutes. So it was the Hub 26 challenge all over the place. And it took me a month's worth of training to do it. And I just, even so that I was 2 days off the end of the month, and I set myself a month goal of getting through it all. I actually didn't know whether or not I was going to be able to do it because it was just so hard. I mean,
it was all burpees.
Yeah, basically, kick sets into a burpee. That's what I fused, which was one exercise. There were a lot of tuck jumps as well, you know, so like a certain exercise, like a skater hop into a press up, into a tuck jump, and it just takes, it's the time, it's not just the time, it just blows you out. But yeah, so by setting that goal, it meant that I had to do something every single day. It meant that I had to keep the foot on the pedal to keep it pressed down, and it meant that I had to get out there and exercise. And so what I've done, now that I achieved that goal, I've set new targets. So that's how I've been able to achieve the continuation of my exercising routine. But it's not the same.
No. Tad, I tried. I tried doing like some of the weights and stuff with the kettlebells, and it just ended up. I managed to improvise like a bench press with like my corridor thing, and then I had the kettlebells up like that, and I was bench pressing them. You should have seen the state of my forearms the next day, with just like bruises all up them because it was just improvised.
There he goes, oh, I bruised my forearms, and I go, they won't bruise. And then the next day, he holds his arms up. They were all mottled. And what was my response to you? Yeah, you bleed too easy.
So, but I've got, like, see, if you see these bits up here, I can do dips on those bars and stuff like that. So there's all sorts of stuff I've been improvising. I've been finding lots of videos on YouTube. So like random stuff. So like some random guy did like a like this madness press up thing of all different kinds of press ups to do your chest out, and that was pretty tough. And then some various calisthenic stuff on YouTube as well, which is good because it's just all body weights. I mean, the only trouble is it's not doing weights. So, and I don't know, I quite like to know what I'm doing, and I don't really like to, like, if I'm doing weights, it's easier if you're doing like a bench press and stuff like that. So like the body weights and stuff's easier. So like I'm tending to just do fitness, which is annoying because it's more straightforward to approach.
Yeah, I mean, I think from speaking to lots and lots of people, I think everyone has kind of adapted to, you've got to work out for length of time, so a minute, and trying to get a burn rather than that really short-term fatigue thing. I'm also really worried that everyone's just going to be doing loads and loads of press-ups. so that when we get in, it's going to be like everyone's going to have really rounded shoulders and really like short chest, and all everyone's going to want to do is just row and pull back and really get that sternum up.
Yeah.
So that's going to be.
I've been, so with the kettlebells, I've been doing really slow. So lying there, so 2 hands up. The problem is that both my kettlebells aren't the same weight, so I'm having to work through it. 1 hand extended and just, you know, really slow down, slow up, everything under pressure. And I do hit those walls. I'm going to failure every single time. So I might get, so for example, on 16, depending upon, so I've got a 16, a 20, and a 24 kettlebell. And as I come down, I might get 14 to 16, then I'll step up and just really try and be disciplined by that. But the one thing that I don't like doing, and I've never liked doing, is working out for a long time. So the problem I have is when you're doing it that slow, and then you've got to change arms and then do it that slow, and it doubles the amount of time in which you train. I really only like exercising for maximum 30 minutes. So, you know, the Hub 26, the 26-minute mark is my perfect when it comes to exercise. And that's whether I'm doing weights, or whether I'm doing fitness, or whether I'm doing a HIIT session, or, you know, or whatever it is that I'm doing. I don't like to be in the gym for a long time. I spent a lifetime. I spent 20 years in the gym. And I've had enough. I just want, I want the benefit of the gym without the duration, which is why I like, okay, let's go downstairs, let's flog ourselves in the gym, and let's get out of there. I think probably our weight session go a little bit longer than that, but I like to keep it around the 30
minutes. To me because I dawdle too much.
Yeah, I'm always shouting at him. He likes to pick his phone up and mess about with it. Get off your phone. I like to get in there, move to exercise, move on to the next exercise, you know. I do a lot of supersets when it comes to lifting. So back in the chest, or back in the shoulders and the legs and the whatever, upper body, biceps and the triceps, just so I don't have to spend too much time in there. And that gives me what I need. It gives me the right amount of mass that I want, and I don't want to get any bigger. And it gives me the right burn, and most importantly, the endorphin release that I want.
I like that. And I suppose because you've not got loads of time with looking after Robbie Purvis and then looking after little ones when you get home. So you've not got loads of time to be doing cardio and marathons and lots and lots of stuff like that. So by putting exercises close together with little rest, that keeps that cardiovascular hit there.
It seems that way all the time. Like we always think like when we go into the gym, we don't mess about. We go in there and we just head down, backside up, and get the work done, and then get out of there. Go get a feed. Because we both do intermittent fasting as well. So we train at lunch.
This is a different podcast. You're going all over the place. Yeah, we're keeping it sharp. We'll save that for next week.
We don't approach it with any type of science, to be honest. So we'd probably need to be educated on it. I read somewhere, just intermittent fast for 16 hours and eat during those 8 hours. And that's what we do. So at the end of that 16 hours, that's when we train. So it's another one of the reasons why we train for so short. Get in there, completely empty, and get something to eat. By the time we get to that salad, and we've been eating that salad for a year, you'd think every day for a year you'd get bored of it. No, we're that hungry. It tastes like you're eating Sunday dinner. It's that good. And you're like, Sorry, I cut you off.
Fine. Very quickly before we go, I know you do a lot of work behind the scenes with mental health, some ex-sportmen, some gentlemen. Have you had some contact with those people on one-to-ones? I don't need details, but what sort of things have you found that have helped those people who are dealing with isolation or not being at work or not working? What can you give me some pointers in things about how you've been guiding people through your other leadership roles that you do away from work and the hub?
No problem. So I'm an ambassador and a presenter for Rugby League Cares and their offload program. They're involved with Rugby League 2021 World Cup for next year. Fingers crossed it's still on. And you know, the whole concept of the World Cup for 2021, the legacy that they want to leave, that is really based around mental well-being. And there's never been a major sporting competition that's actually done that. So I've been trained in mental health first aid, suicide prevention, and a number of other smaller little things. The reason, my biggest motivation around that was that guy that I can see below, Robbie, that works in my office. Oh, is he above me in your screen? Well, above me. He's such a work in progress, you know what I mean? I've had to just help him out of so many things. He always walks around with his head in a cloud, and I've got to cuddle him all the time, which makes him feel awkward, which I just love doing. No, on a serious note, yes, there is. So part of there's 5 ways to well-being that I always really like to harp on about and promote. One of those ways is taking notice. And one of the things that I've been trying to impress upon Robbie, and you can see I've got my meditation beats on, is to learn how to meditate. It's something that anyone can do at any time. A lot of people don't do it because they just feel they don't have the attention span to do it. So they try to meditate and be calm and be in the moment, and their mind starts going off. And probably what they don't realize is that actually that's part of the meditative process. It's your mind emptying things. So meditation, that might be a little bit too spacey for people, but the biggest one that I always encourage people, what we've been talking about, is the physical exercise. Physical exercise is the cheapest, most free, most accessible antidepressant there is on the planet. It just, your body is wired for it. And it's something that we all need, every single person needs on this planet. And it'll just release great things into your body. Further ways to well-being, learning. So I've been directing people towards try and do something that's food for their soul. So for me, a little while ago, before we went into lockdown, I bought a ukulele. And I've been learning how to play a couple of Bob Marley songs, and I can play them absolutely terribly. But I can play them absolutely terribly, but I can play them. But one of the things that I realized that to really get better at things, and I'm always the type of person that's looking for ways of excelling, improving myself, was to actually learn how to read sheet music. So that's my process at the moment, learning how to read sheet music for the ukulele. Robbie already knows how to do that because he plays the saxophone. So I've been encouraging people to get involved with those type of things. Giving is another one of the ways to well-being. So if you can support any charitable exercise, charitable activities during this time, then also try and do that, become a part of it. And giving can be anything from offering your services, whether it's digitally. A lot of people signed up for the NHS support, which I was one of them as well, but I didn't get asked. I don't know why. There
was like 10 times as many people applied as they needed.
Yeah, then they needed. Okay, well, I was probably too late to the party. But doing stuff like that, pointing people towards the right direction, earmarking them. If you're going to post anything on social media, why not post something positive? So giving, people can play a part in that as well. So what have I got there? I've got learning, exercise. And exercise, when it comes to exercise, I don't think it shouldn't just be exercise. It should be your well-being, what you put in your body. So making sure that you're not reading too much news at the moment. So for people that are watching this, understand the news, all but the BBC, as I understand it, because we pay for the BBC with our licensing fee. But every other news outlet, it's all about advertising. So understand there's an agenda there. Now, what people need to also understand is negative news is more interest to us and more sticky than positive news. So that's why there's so much negative news on people's timelines at the moment. You've got to be really careful of that, because negativity, being in that negative mind space is good, because anxiety and stress can motivate you it's a motivator. It puts you into fight or flight mode, means get out of there. You're in danger, or put your dukes up, we're ready to fight. But being in a constant fight or flight mode is when it starts to damage your mental well-being. And that's why if everyone's spending, because we've got so much more time on our hands, and you're spending too much time on your timelines and you're seeing negative stories all the time. If you click on the news, it's just all about COVID-19 death, and you hear death, you're saturated in negativity. You're going to start, it's going to affect your mental well-being. So you need to do things specifically to make sure that you turn your screen time on your phone, so you're not spending too much time on social platforms. Make sure that you're getting the right balance of news and not just completely immersing yourself in all the negative media that's out there, and actually maybe tie into some of the positive things. There's if you look at all the social media platforms, the power of positivity is a Facebook thing that I follow, and I like to share those sort of positive messages as well when I'm putting things on social media. I've been doing a load of videos for Rugby Cares for fitness, and also I did the Bring Sally Up challenge just recently. Took me 6 days, but I spliced in a load of positive sort of messages into those videos just with iMovie. I know Robbie will be looking at, because Robbie does all our videography, and he looks at the videos that I've been making, just this low quality of but he's got his own work, so I didn't want to send it to him, and it was just for my own friends and family, those promotions anyway. So what have we got there? The 5 ways to well-being. You got the learning, you've got the giving, you've got the being present, you've got the looking after yourself. What I'm missing, the 5th way.
It's in there.
It'll come to me. I'm going to look for it. 5 ways to well-being. That's why we have the technology, so to speak. Keep learning, connect, and that's what we're doing right now. We're connecting, aren't we? Connecting, and that's been an important part of it as well. So, I bought a bigger TV. I bought a 50-inch digital TV. Most people have 50 inches now, but my wife wouldn't let me spend the money. But I bought a 50-inch TV, and I bought a load of technology to hook up so we could mirror the basically, so we could do this on the TV. So my kids and my family that are obviously isolating around the world, we could interact with them on a almost human scale, human size scale. And it's really worked. The impact of that has been absolutely brilliant for the kids. And I got it for the kids and the family, but it's been amazing for myself, just to be able to talk to friends, connect with guys on a bigger level, as opposed to just, doing it from a little little screen.
Yeah.
And that has been amazing. And obviously, Facebook Portal brought out a new piece of technology, £150, and you can do that. They sold out. I tried to get one 3 months ago. They sold out. I emailed them to say whether or not they'll be getting any back soon, and they emailed me saying no. So there you have it, the connect. I always miss the connect, because we are connecting.
Fantastic. Right. What we will do from here is 2 more minutes. If anybody's got anything else to add on what we've been speaking about. If not, we'll cap it here. We'll happily do another one because we've got loads of time. I've got no members.
Well, actually, this is what I want from you, Ross. So one thing that me and Robbie haven't done, we've not done a Zoom workout session. And because you put us through our paces last time, I want you to PT host, and we don't mind if you share it. Because if we do it in a way that other people can join in as well, then it could be, do you understand what I mean? We will let people know when it's going to be on, if it's going to be a hit session or what, and why don't we start doing some of them, and we'll organise the time to pre-record it, and me and Robbie will join in, and you never know, we can maybe invite more people to join the party.
Well, we do have
you lead us, and we'll be your guinea pigs.
We have been doing it. We have been running them we've got one on every day.
I know you've been doing it.
It's Emily tonight. But You get all the codes. All the codes are on the socials.
Yeah. But what we don't realise is that I don't get everything, do I? Social media algorithms.
Well,
looking at is those hippie nonsense motivational quotes. He doesn't follow anything else. Have a good day, namaste. I want to be a tree.
I will absolutely put you two through a Zoom workout, no problem.
Yes.
Yeah, it's there.
Right. I have seen you do them. But yes, but a group one, so we're all in there.
We'll get on it. Absolutely. Right, I'm going to cap it there. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Much appreciated your time today, and we'll catch up in a few weeks via Zoom for our socials.
All right, peace.